Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of Robbie Williams and Dylan. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So Dylan, it was great earlier when we were talking about Robbie. I thought for part 2 we could talk about the times where I've actually seen him live.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
And I remember the day quite clearly. It was back in 2014, so it was in March where it was announced, and it said something about the rumours being true. Robbie Williams was returning to Australia for the first time in 8 years.
You said after a while.
Oh yeah, and I almost jumped through the roof when I saw it. I was like, no way.
Wow.
Someone I looked up to as a young kid, I'm finally able to see live for real. And because at the time he had an album out called Swings Both Ways, and I probably should have mentioned this earlier. He's well known for doing swing shows as well, like where it's kind of like a jazz
jazz ensemble, a huge orchestra.
Yeah, because in the early 2000s he actually did a show called Live at the Royal Albert Hall, and it was probably the highlight of his career. Yeah, because he'd never done anything like that before. But so he had an album out called Swings Both Ways, and it wasn't. I didn't know what it meant at the time. Actually, I didn't know what swing meant. Yeah. And on the day I went to the concert, it was a Saturday, the 27th of September. Yeah. Because I remember the day well.
Who did you go with?
I went with my brother at the time, actually, because he was living on the coast. Yeah. Like it would have been, I think, maybe 2 years before he moved away. But yeah, we went down to see him, and there was one thing I noticed with the show, that they didn't have a support act. So Robbie was performing the entire show himself.
Trooper.
But when he came out on stage, he came out dressed in a tux, and like all shiny hair, brushed back and everything. And
I love classy Robbie.
Had shiny shoes as well. And I think the first song he opened with was a song off the new album called Shine My Shoes. And that was a great show, but at the same time, it wasn't what I expected. It was more like, again, the whole show, he was just like swinging the entire time. Yeah. And he only did one old song that everyone knew, and that was Angels. Yeah. So he did do one song that everybody knew, but he didn't do like all his biggest hits, like Let Me Entertain You, Rock DJ, Come Undone, etc., etc.
Kind of sounds like he was trying to reinvent himself a little bit.
Yeah, he was. And after the show, I was like, "What the hell was that?" Like, that
wasn't the ode to the old Robbie Williams.
No, that wasn't the Robbie that I've known growing up
and been listening to.
And it's kind of funny because at the end of that year, when the tour had finished, so the tour wrapped up in Australia. Like, I think I went to the second last show, and the last one of the tour was on the Sunday the 28th. Yeah. If I had known that at the time, I would have gone to the last show. And I think because I was still in school at the time, I couldn't really have late nights out. Yeah. Which sucks. Yeah. But at the end of that year, Robbie announced a new tour called the Let Me Entertain You tour. And I remember seeing the advertisement for it. He actually just put on the makeup to make him like look good. Yeah. And he said that I'm coming out on tour next year, and I saw the dates, but Australia wasn't included in that. And I was spewing, like he was only doing Europe and the UK, and that was it.
That's interesting because there's so many fans here.
Yeah, but it wasn't until the day I moved house. So at the time I was living in Kilcare. I'd grown up in Kilcare for 15 years of my life, and it wasn't until the day I moved out to Avoca with my mum, I got an email saying that the Let Me Entertain You tour is coming to Australia. And I was like, yes! Like, I got excited. I almost went through the car roof. I was in the car. Like, I was looking through my emails, and I clicked on it, but it didn't have the dates. It was an email from his official website saying
it was teasing you.
Yeah, it was teasing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't until a month later that the dates were confirmed, and at the time, the venues, Kudos Bank Arena now, but at the time it was called All Phones Arena. And because I follow them on Facebook, and I get like notifications when which events are happening. Yeah. Anyway, I got a notification from them about a month later, and it was a picture of Robbie with the makeup on, and it was more like saying, it said, "Oh, hell is gone and heaven's here. Look who's coming later this year. Like, and it was the advertisement for Let Me Entertain.
His ads and marketing has always been
I got super excited. But back then, I didn't really know how to get tickets to an event, so my mum would always help me out with all these events. And I remember going to my mum like, "Oh, Robbie's coming back. Can I go to the Let Me Entertain tour?" And she's like, "You've already saw him last year." I'm like, "Yeah, but this time he's doing all his old stuff, like his biggest hit. He didn't do that last year." She's like, "Oh, well, I'll get the tickets then."
Yeah.
So I got tickets to that one, and I remember the date for that one as well, because I'm pretty good with dates. Like a lot of people say I'm great with dates.
You're very good with dates.
But I can't remember back to when I was little though, so
No.
they're the dates I struggle with the most. But yeah, so it was the 28th of October, 2015. So over a year since the last time it was here.
Yeah.
And it was on a Wednesday. It was the day I was at school.
Middle of the day.
Of the day.
How did you concentrate at school that day?
I was just like, I just want this day to be over so I can get ready to go to the concert. But yeah, my brother picked me up from school that day, and it's pretty funny because one of my teachers, he's retired now, he actually saw the same tour as well, but not the same day, because he was doing Tuesday and the Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he went the Tuesday, I went the Wednesday.
Wow.
And that was a much better show. And
that would have been a proper Robbie Williams experience, I could imagine.
Yeah, and when the tour kicked off in Australia, so I think it went from Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, and then New Zealand. And I just thought I'd mention this as well, probably get a good laugh out of it. But during his Brisbane show, he'd met a fan in the audience, and he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And then she says her name, and he says, like, because he's a bit of a cheeky fellow. He said, "Oh, like, I love that look about you. Like, I love the look of the glasses and the hair. It's like a secretary look, which reminds me, I've got to clear my browsing history on my computer before I decease it." And he's like, "How old are you?" And she says, 15. He's like, 15? Oh, shit. And he's like, "Do not put that up on YouTube. Do not put that up on YouTube. Like, if you put that up on YouTube, it'll be on the papers and I'll get arrested." He did get into a bit of trouble, but
yeah.
I think he apologised to the media for his joke.
Yeah, it's an honest mistake, I think.
Yeah, an honest mistake,
Yeah.
And he's doing his job at the same time. But anyway, and during the Let Me Entertain You tour in Sydney, it was part of the show. So every show he did, he'd always include this. He'd bring up a fake bed onto the stage and invite a fan to join him in bed. So he'd get like one of the girls from the audience to come in bed with him. And,
that's amazing.
And I think the song he was performing to that was Hot Fudge from the album Escapology. And it's pretty funny because
I would love that.
Because one of the Sydney nights as well, I think it would have been the day before I saw him, a friend of mine actually went from school, and she actually threw her phone on the stage just to get his attention. And he's just about to step on it, and she's like, she's screaming out, and he's like, "Is that your phone? Why did you throw your phone?" And she's like, "Because I love you." And he's like, "Because you love me." And then he's like, and picks it up, he's like, "Okie dokie, I'm going to give it back because I'm scared." I'm like, "There you go." And he's like, and I think she's there with her boyfriend at the time. He's like, "Oh, you two are very cute. Are you two together?" "You are. Are you very young?" And she's like, "I'm 16. He's like, "You're 16? Oh, shit. I don't know why I keep doing that. I shall stop doing that." Because he would have got in trouble from the previous Brisbane show.
He'd already done it again.
Yeah. But on the night that I went, and this was right towards the end of the show, a fan actually was seen walking out of the venue and the spotlight shine in his area. So Robbie actually seen him walking out, and Robbie's like, "Well, where are you going? The show's not over yet. I'm about to sing Angels. You're about to miss the best part of the show." And the guy's like, "Oh, I want to head home and beat the traffic." And Robbie's like, "Okay, you can go beat the traffic." But I think the whole arena was like, they're like, "No, you can't leave. You got to stay." Boo! Stay. And I think even security were like, "Sorry, mate, can't let you leave."
Yeah, you're making a mistake.
Yeah, even security like, "Mate, you're making a mistake."
Yeah.
He's about to perform his hit that road that made him a superstar.
Yeah.
So I think he gave up on walking out in the end and stayed for Angels, and yeah, But yeah, that was a really great show. I remember being on a high adrenaline the next day going into school, and I was just like dancing around, and I had my speaker on me. I was listening to Robbie nonstop, and I was dancing and singing along because I couldn't shake it off.
No, it's the feeling that it gives you.
Yeah.
What did it feel like being in the stadium listening to the show, but Angels as well at the end?
Oh, it was a memorable experience. A dream that I'd had since I was a young boy, because it had always been my dream to see him live on stage and perform and interact with the crowd.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and I think the Swing and the Let Me Entertain You tour, they were both at the same venue, so All Phones at Sydney Olympic Park. And it wasn't until the following year, 2016, he had a new album out called The Heavy Entertainment Show, but it wasn't a swing album, it was more his style of music, so a pop album. And I didn't mind that album. There was a couple of songs on there that I really enjoyed. And he actually came to Australia again that year, but not for a tour. He was here for the X Factor and the Arias.
That's right.
Because I'm pretty sure him and his wife used to be judges on the X Factor.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still are now, but I know that was
something that they did.
Yeah. So yeah, he came down to Sydney for the X Factor and then flew down to Melbourne for the Arias. And the person interviewing him on the carpet, that I remember watching the video as well. It would have been 2016, and they said, "Oh, how's your new tour coming along, Robbie?" He's like, "Oh, my tour is coming along really well. I'm actually coming to Australia with it very soon." I was like, "Yes, he's coming back."
Music to my ears.
Music to my ears. Yeah, that's it. You took the words right out of my mouth. But yeah, so he came to Australia again in 2018, but I think the tour started from 2017 in stadiums all over Europe and the UK.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until end of 2017, it was like maybe a week or two before I finished year 12, because I was 18 at the time, and I got a notification saying that Robbie was coming back with his Heavy Entertainment Show tour in 2018.
Amazing.
And again, whenever it gets announced that he's coming back, I just jump straight through the roof.
Yeah. And when can I buy the tickets?
Yeah. But at the time, my brother was living in Brisbane, and he really wanted to see this tour. So I actually flew up to Brisbane that year to watch him up there.
Yeah.
And the Brisbane Entertainment Centre where he was performing at, it wasn't that bad, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you prefer... which stadium did you prefer going and seeing him at? Did you like it better at Sydney or?
I'd probably say Sydney, because that Sydney I could go straight home after the show.
Yeah, that's always
although in Brisbane I was just staying at my brother's place.
Yeah.
And plus it was the first show of the Australian tour, so they would have had to make sure it was a really good one.
Yeah, they always put on a show for the first one.
But yeah, that was a really interesting show as well. Like he did a mix of his old and new, so it wasn't all new at once, like the Swing tour. So he had like a mix of the new songs and some of the old songs, and again, that was a great show. But no matter if it's a Swing or like a greatest hits tour, he always puts on.
He delivers. He's the greatest showman.
The greatest. I'd say the greatest showman on this planet.
Yeah.
And it's now actually been official. He's now the greatest British artist of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah,
solo artist.
Yeah, he
of all time.
He broke the
incredible. That's incredible.
He broke the Beatles record of 15 number one UK albums, and his latest album, Britpop, is his 16th album, and that's number one as well.
Yeah, it's undeniable. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah. Anyway, so after the Heavy Entertainment Show tour, he was set to come back to Australia in 2020 for the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was going to go down and see him, because I had a friend at the time who lives on the coast, and I think I haven't had contact with him for years, but he knows Robbie personally.
Yeah. And
he's had lunch with him the last few times he's been to Australia, and he actually had organised a meet and greet for me with Robbie in 2020 down in Melbourne at the Grand Prix. But then COVID arrived, and as soon as he landed in Melbourne, he had to get back on his private jet and go home, and I was spewing about that opportunity.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until after COVID, a couple of years later, he announced that he was coming to Australia, but it wasn't a proper tour or anything. It was It was more like an evening with Robbie,
Yeah.
where he would just talk about the highlights of his upcoming.
It's more like a conversation.
Yeah, but there was like a 1 hour performance in there,
Okay.
and I ended up going down to Melbourne just
okay.
after that one as well, and it was my first time in Melbourne. I loved it down there,
Yeah.
and my friends who I was with, one of my friends actually had organised a limo to pick us up from our hotel.
Going in style.
Yeah, so we caught a limo from our hotel to Rod Laver Arena, was where he was at.
Wow.
And I remember pulling up, and so many people were rushing towards the limousine, thinking
They thought you were Robbie.
They thought I was Robbie. And as soon as I pulled out, they were all booing me. I'm like, oh, sorry guys, I'm not Robbie, I'm just a fan arriving in a limo. Oh God, it was so funny. Anyway, so I went to go pick up the tickets at the box office, and because he had an extra, it was meant to be one night only, but an extra night was added due to a high demand. And I asked them, do you have tickets for tomorrow night as well? And like, yeah, we do. Do you want them? I was like, yeah, please, I'll take them. So I ended up going 2 back-to-back nights.
Wow.
The first night, the show was a bit delayed because they were doing a lot of filming for the upcoming movie Better Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were filming a lot of Take That scenes and stuff. And yeah, and again, that was a great show, but I thought the second night was better because he did some extra songs that he missed on that night, which was Millennium and Hot Fudge.
Yeah,
and I was very excited.
Massive songs from him.
Yeah, and Richard Wilkins was there as well, and the director Michael Gracie.
Yeah, Richard Wilkins interviewed him on stage.
He did. Yeah. So yeah, I think that was the fourth time I saw him actually, and on the fifth time it would have been 2023 because he had a new album out. I think late 2022 called 25, but it doesn't say 25 in numbers. It says 25 in Roman numerals. And this is like 25 years of hits. Oh, there's some vinyl there.
He looks like a Greek statue in that, doesn't he?
Yeah. And not to mention it looks like he's naked as well.
He's always naked, isn't he?
Pictures. But yeah, he came to Australia for his 25 tour, but it wasn't indoor this time. He actually had upgraded to the stadiums again. So he performed at Allianz at Moore Park.
Wow.
And I remember going to that one, and the whole roof just went off.
Yeah.
I think concerts are better in a stadium than being indoor.
Hands down. The sound and the feeling, like it's that many people, it almost feels like you're at like a State of Origin game or something like that.
Definitely.
Like it's just so many people and everyone is just losing their minds.
Yeah, and
it's the best experience.
And that's the thing. He loves Australia.
Yeah.
You know, whenever he comes
and
here,
we love him back.
And whenever he comes here, it's like coming home.
Yeah.
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 And I actually have a few other things I'd like to share with you as well.
Yeah.
So over here is like are some booklets. So over here I've got the one from the Let Me Entertain You tour, 2015.
That's great.
Won't go through all the pictures, but anyway, you get an idea of what it looks like on the inside.
Kind of looks like the same face paint as Kiss.
Kiss, yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah. I wonder if he was an influencer.
This one here is from the Heavy Entertainment show tour.
Wow.
So this would have been 2018 when I saw him in Brisbane.
Yeah. Did he actually set up a boxing ring on stage?
Yeah. No, it wasn't a boxing ring. He came on stage dressed in a boxing robe.
Right.
Just because that was the theme for the song, the Heavy Entertainment album.
Yeah.
And this one here is from his latest tour. Well, not latest anymore, but at the time, 25. And just give you a quick look inside of that. Well, I think he's doing a love sign pose there, because we all love him.
Yeah.
Sorry, get a closer look at that. Yep.
I think he honestly got even more good looking as he got older.
Yeah, well, you know, I think he just turned 52 in
he looks good for 52.
February. Yeah, born on the 13th of February 1974.
Oh, he's a February baby, like me.
Yeah, well, in Stoke-on-Trent, England, that's where he's from.
Yeah.
But we've got to talk about this. He is now coming back to Australia
He
for
is.
his latest album, Britpop. Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I've never seen him live before.
Really?
So no, I've always been a huge lover of Robbie Williams. Like, I've been listening to his music since I was a kid. My dad loves Robbie Williams, and just his charisma, his confidence, just how cheeky he is. He's just amazing. And I think I've always wanted to experience firsthand what it would be like to see him live, because I think that's where he shines. Like, I think that is what everyone loves him for, is when you go and see him at a live show.
Absolutely.
You know, I've spoken to you, I've spoken to other people that have seen him live, and they're just like, that is why we love him so much, because that live show experience is just, you know, next level. And it's like one of those memories and experiences that I think you will carry with you for the rest of your life. And you've been lucky enough to see him so many times. So
yeah,
I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I'm definitely getting tickets.
Well, I think this is my 6th time seeing him this year.
Lucky.
And I noticed some of the where he's not just playing in Sydney. He's also playing at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Another stadium show. Yeah.
Yeah, and sorry.
Oh, you got a sneeze coming?
Oh.
Let it. Yep. There you go. Let it out.
Sorry, everyone. My nose was twitching. I didn't mean to sneeze on this.
No, that's okay. It's that time of year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially with the weather changing.
Yeah.
But I did see he was doing Newcastle as well as Sydney, and it kind of put me on the spot a little bit. I was kind of like, well, as much as I would have always wanted to see a show up at Newcastle, I feel like Sydney would have a bigger crowd.
Yeah.
Because I've been to McDonald Jones Stadium before, and the thing with that venue, it's not near the train station, and Newcastle's very hard to get in and out of, especially when it comes to finding a park.
Yeah.
Whereas with Sydney, it's pretty much straightforward.
Yeah.
And he's not playing at Moore Park this time. He's playing at Accor Stadium.
Is he really?
Sydney Olympic Park.
I don't think you can miss that. I think Accor Stadium is like so big and so large. I think the setup there will just be. I think it'll be unmatched. It'll probably be the best show in Australia.
Oh, definitely. Like even especially with Sydney Olympic Park, you know, because I know the area well. I go down there every week for footy games and stuff. And you know, there's a train station near there as well. So and the train routine is pretty much straightforward. You just catch a train from, you know, either from Gosford or Woolway to Strathfield, and a train goes from Strathfield to Sydney Olympic Park. So,
So what's this? This tour is. That's for his newest album?
Yep, Britpop. That's his latest album.
Yeah. What's your favourite song off this new album? Have you...
I got to say, a song I really like is Rocket. It's the first song off the new album. And I've actually had a bit of a sneak peek at this tour. He comes on stage dressed in an astronaut outfit.
Oh, like it? Oh, really?
Without the helmet. Yeah.
That's great. That's going to be good. I think it's going to be just another amazing show to add to the list.
Definitely. And I think the theme is outer space too, so that's why he's wearing a rocket outfit.
Yeah.
But Dylan, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, it's been amazing talking about Robbie
today, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. See you next time.
Yeah. And just a quick message for Robbie, if he's watching. Mate, if you find this, I hope this finds you well. I hope you're doing well on your latest Britpop tour, and I'm really excited to see you in November. Cheers, Rob. And thank you everyone who was watching today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any questions, please comment below in the link. And I'll see you next time for another episode of Ben's World. Come live in it. Thanks, guys.